Hello, everybody. We're trying this again, but sit tight. We're going to push this announcement out with the new Spaces link. Make sure this gets around to everybody who RSVP'd for the last one. So just hold on a moment while we get this out. We do Secret Spaces every Tuesday, 4 p.m. UTC, noon Eastern. Do us a favor and share this link around with your communities if you are interested in learning more about our guest today, about Trivium, about Xavier Capital. So share the link around. Let's get in here. We'll kick off our agenda in just a moment. We'll get through the guest intros. We'll talk about our Secret Spaces badge. We do a secret badge, a free to claim NFT every time we host one of these for our community to claim. We'll tell you more about that in just a sec. But for now, sit tight. Just going to make sure we get the announcements out on all channels with the updated link.
All right, announcements are out.
Wonderful. So like I said, please do us the favor, take that tweet announcement. It's pinned to the space here. Go grab that link, share it around in your communities. Let's get people in here. There's going to be a lot of really important stuff to go over here. If you are using Secret Network, this is tooling that impacts you. So please join us here. We have a lot to go through today with all of our guests. I think we can go ahead and get started. We'll wait for people to roll in. We know that all the time when these spaces implode on themselves, sometimes it takes a bit for people to re-enter the room. So we'll give people some time to get back in here, but that's no reason to slow down. Let's kick off. This is Secret Spaces. We're back for yet another Tuesday. And this week we're excited to feature both Trivium and Xavier Capital on stage to talk about a recent partnership of theirs that directly impacts Secret Network and secret users and secret apps. So we're going to quickly start with all of our guest intros, just a personal intro, which project they are with and a bit on their background, and then we'll jump into our main discussion. We'll start with the Xavier Capital team, and then we'll get an introduction from the Trivium team, and then we'll jump into the meat of things. So let's hand it over first to JXR for a self-introduction.
Thank you all for having us. My name is Jordan Xavier, and I help run things over here at Xavier Capital, Xavier Venture. I've been in the space since 2014 doing operation compliance and management, and I've been in Secret Network since June 2020, and I look forward to contributing with more. Thanks.
All right, I guess it's my turn. Hello, I am Rumi. I'm the co-founder of Trivium Node, and I have been in the space since around, I'm going to say February 2021. I co-founded Trivium with Xavier, who is not here right now, but maybe in a future event he'll be able to attend. And we've done things like develop Blackbox, which I'm sure plenty of people here have used. We've developed a ton of other tools like the secret transaction decryptor, the SNP20 history tool, and we also maintain infrastructure on both the Pulsar testnet and mainnet. We've also done a ton of work developing toolkits for other projects like NFTs that you see a lot of other groups implement on Secret Network. So things like Anons, Confidential Cattle. I'm going to say almost every NFT that's on the Secret Network has used something that we've made.
Cool. It's going to be hard to follow that up. But I'm Red Eyed Bear. I work with Jordan at Xavier Capital. In and outside of Web3, my background lies in operational and product lifecycle management. Within the blockchain industry, I currently manage operations for an upcoming application powered by Shade Protocol, as well as running operations for XCAP and XVG, which is Xavier Capital and Xavier Venture Group, respectively. And you might have also seen some of the stuff I've done around the Secret Network, mostly focusing on community education and some technical writing. I've been on a number of different spaces and podcasts and have a real passion for community education. So, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Great to have you guys here. Obviously, some amazing contributors from the secret ecosystem who I'm excited to say are now strengthening that engagement. So we'll jump into that in just a second. We're going to actually start going back to Trivium, going back through some of the things that they've built, and then, of course, going over to Xavier and then talking about the partnership. But just before that, as always, we have to drop the secret badge claim code. Today, the secret claim code is partnership. All one word, capital letters, partnership. If you want to know where you can claim this badge, if you haven't claimed one before, there's a pinned tweet in this space. You can click it. The link is there. You can go mint your free secret badge for attending today's space and showing your support of both the Xavier Capital and the Trivium teams. We encourage you to do it. And of course, you never know when these badges might come in handy in the future. If you want to prove that you've been strongly engaged with the ecosystem, this is a great way. So thanks again for everybody who keeps showing up to these secret spaces to support our teams. So let's hand it over back to the Trivium team then, and we'll talk about, clearly there's a ton that's been built here. We can knock it off category by category, but just who and what is Trivium, all the things that are live on the network, everything that you can do today. Then we'll hand it back to Xavier Capital, then we'll talk about, what this could mean for the future.
Cool. Well, Trivium develops infrastructure and software on the secret network right now. Eventually, we want to try and implement some privacy as a service stuff that Slabs has been talking about to kind of let other chains use secret network as well, but that's still in the works. The first big thing that we've made, as I mentioned, Black Box earlier, that is a tool that lets you create anonymous wallets with no connection to an old wallet that you have, and it also has an alias system that lets you receive SNP20 tokens without having to give out your secret address. If we have time, I love to tell the story behind the idea for that, but I'm just gonna quickly go through some of these other things we made. Before we actually turned into Trivium, and I combined forces with Ziff, Ziff had actually made a bunch of other tools on its own, and that includes the secret transaction decryptor, the SNP20 history tool, things like that. I don't think they're directly linked on our website, so we probably should link that sometime soon because there's some really useful stuff in there that you guys can use. It's a little bit hard to find. And we also had made the chain upgrade rewards calculator. So that was for recording the auto-staked secret that you would have gotten when we moved from Secret 2 to Secret 3 and Secret 3 to Secret 4. Normal block history has a hard time with that, so it's needed for taxes and fun things like that. And we also do a ton of infrastructure stuff. So we have a normal free API service that runs on mainnet, and that is one of the most used at the moment. And we're also currently rolling out a premium API service that's going to run a little bit better, a little bit smoother. Well, I should say a lot better and a lot smoother. Even though the free service is already fantastic, we're really trying to one up ourselves here. And dApps are going to be able to use that sometime in the near future to have a very seamless secret network experience. I know some people have been having trouble with that, with using various APIs that don't always have the best connection. So we're trying to plug all the holes that we can there. And we're also currently working on a tool called CertUp, which is going to be using SNP 721s to put things like IDs, certificates, and other important documents on secret network. That's still in the works. You can't use that now, but you can use pretty much everything else that I said.
And that's why we partnered with them. Thank you for coming.
That was an exhaustive overview, and we definitely appreciate it. And I think that is a great transition over then for a little bit more about Xavier Capital. I mean, you can walk us through exactly which entities or what functions are involved in the partnership from the perspective of Xavier's side, and then we'll go straight into what the partnership could mean for these two orgs.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you. As you can see, Trivium has been contributing to Secret Network for a while now. So all the things that Lumi just talked about are great examples of why they're such great technical partners for Xavier Capital. But I will go back slightly a little bit. I'll give a quick overview of how we got here today and how I got here. Um, got into space in 2014, worked for a co-founder of Ethereum for 6 years, based in Chicago, Illinois, operations, compliance, management. I came to work and set up the foundation with Tor in June 2020. June 2020, worked at Secret Foundation as director of operations for about 18 months up until March of this year. And now I own a handful of companies and advise to a handful of applications built on Secret Network. So, how did we get here today? When I was at Secret Foundation, I was working with legal and accounting, and I stumbled across a few problems or issues or hiccups that most people or users in Secret Network were going to stumble upon. Most people didn't know it at the time, but I was trying to be mindful and proactive to help provide a solution for a problem most people didn't even know existed. So in December of 2020, I spun up Xavier Capital Validator and Secret Network, and I started chipping away at what is now called CryptoClerk. CryptoClerk is a digital asset manager built specifically for Secret Network, where it allows users to interact with Secret Network in a permissionless way. We at no time have access over users' funds or security or anything along those lines. We're just an interface for users to be a bit more interactive on the network. We sold this application around April of this year and pending payment, but CryptoClerk is intended to stay in the network. We help provide users with too much information, and what they do with that is on them. But it was pretty obvious when I was working parallel and, to be quite honest, competing with Trivium, where we just came to an inflection point where I said, hey, how can we help each other? I do this, they do that, and then I'm sure we can kind of get into a little more detail. But I'll let Red kind of fill in some details if I miss anything.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, a lot of the things that Lumi laid out that Trivium has built, we actually directly integrated into CryptoClerk to be able to provide this more holistic management experience for users' data. We have the ability for users to view their secret NFTs, which is utilizing the SNP 721 viewer that Trivium built, being able to view all your transactions, which within the viewing of the transactions, it automatically decrypts them, and various different secret tools that are all available within this single interface. Like Jordan said, it's a digital CryptoClerk is a digital asset management platform, and the goal here is to be able to help end users with their reporting obligations for taxes. I know I'm not the only one that gets really anxious around tax season, not because I've done anything wrong, but just because of the reporting burden that comes with being very active in DeFi. And the goal with CryptoClerk is to be able to simplify that process as much as possible and be able to provide users all of the information they could potentially need when it comes to viewing, analyzing, or reporting their transactions. It's a phenomenal tool. I started working on this back in February of this year, working with Hasib Saeed, who is the smart contract developer, currently working on CryptoClerk. We've been, I believe it was just a few months after we started working together that we were basically ready to push this out of beta. And with the help of the Trivium team, specifically Xavier, we've been able to really patch up the remaining bugs that we've seen with CryptoClerk, and we believe it's very, very close to a fully furnished product, and I'm very excited to see it grow beyond these current capabilities.
Awesome. So I guess that brings us to the meat of things here. Now we know a bit about what Trivium is, we know a bit about what Xavier Capital does, and I think we know a lot more about some of the issues that users either have faced or could face in the secret ecosystem. So clearly there's a lot of potential here. So let's talk about exactly how this is being realized. And for that, I'm not really sure who's best to hand it over to, but go for it.
Yeah, I'll start off and I'll give a little bit of alpha and kind of some context on how we got here, and then I'll let Lumi come in and take a hum. But first, I want to find this tweet real quick that me and Lumi kind of Inzip, obviously. But there's this guy named Andrew Gazdecki, and he posted something. So we were trying to figure out the exact details of the partnership, what it looks like, past, present, and future. And we stumbled across this tweet, and I feel like it really shined a light on what Lumi, what Xavier Capital, and what Trivium are trying to bring to Secret Network. And so the tweet says, build a product that saves businesses just a few hours of time, and you may have a large startup on your hands. And that pretty much sums up what we're trying to do. Here at Trivium X, we're trying to create tooling and solutions for the everyday person to make Secret Network more accessible. Just like Tor says, there may be some hiccups, but we're here to help alleviate those. How we do that, I will leave that to Red and Lumi. But just know that we're here to help create solutions, and we're here to create tooling so to make everyone's life a little bit easier, because like Red said, the reporting is very, very burdensome.
Like we briefly mentioned before, there's already been some synergies between the vision and goals of Xavier Capital and Trivium. Both of us are have a very high drive to help support and serve the Secret Network community, whether it be developers or end users. And so from our end, one of the initial things that we're going to be focusing on materializing with this collaboration is optimizing CryptoClerk and getting it ready for its next stage of building out for capabilities and potentially offering the services of CryptoClerk to other Cosmos chains. We not only have the support from Trivium, but we also have the support from the group who bought CryptoClerk, and so with mutual support from our core partners, this is going to be something that I'm very excited to see materialize, especially getting to see CryptoClerk kind of from an infancy stage coming up to where it is now. But then also being able to provide the business services that Xavier Capital excels at and has experience in it, being able to extend all of those services to Trivium to help them specifically expand their contract work and internal product development. As you guys can tell, Trivium is very driven to develop their own products and help be collaborative within the Secret Network. And so one of our main goals is to effectively empower them to the best of our abilities so that they can make as big of an impact as they can with their technical expertise.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is privacy is a double-edged sword. It's you can create amazing things that can't be done in any other Cosmos ecosystem thanks to the fact that we have privacy. But it's also very challenging to deal with in some instances. So it takes a lot of technical work to work out all these bugs or not bugs, but little inconveniences like the difficulties decrypting transactions and stuff like that. And we want to make everything into a smooth, convenient experience for anyone that comes onto this network. We believe in a future where people have complete control over their data, and we will really do anything necessary to make sure that that's realized. We are perfectly familiar with working in less than ideal climates with little funding or documents in the early stages of the Secret Network. When smart contracts first came onto the network, there was almost nothing about it, and we really had to learn from scratch. But we believed in that dream of privacy, and we still do. So we are very, very interested in combining forces here to make this network that much better.
And I would just like to add to that. I think when most people think of successful businesses, whether it's Web3, Web2, or something not related to web development, most people think of an incredibly talented team of skilled workers. In Web3, we're specifically talking about developers. potentially a perfect product market fit, good execution timing, such as like launching at a bull market. Those things all help you kind of move along your development process. But I would wager that each truly successful and sustainable project has a very solid management team working behind the scenes to make sure that all the business and people comprising the team are running smoothly. And so we're seeking to kind of leverage the passion that Trivium has and the internal passion that the Xavier Capital team has to be able to help not only Trivium X succeed and be successful, but other teams that we know are working extremely hard to help promote privacy preservation for users in Web3.
Right, and to lastly piggyback off of that, Archway. Archway will be the first next chain we integrate to CryptoClerk.
Exciting times. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing how these things expand on Secret. And as we've kind of teased in the past, Secret is going a lot of places these days. There's been a lot of talk around Secret 2.0 and some of the future of the chain and its ecosystem and all the different things that are being considered. I'm curious if you guys have thought a lot about Secret 2.0 growth specifically and how you want to be a part of that. I mean, we recently published, for those who are in the audience and haven't been paying very close attention, we did very recently on the Secret blog publish a look at Secret 2.0. If you come to the Secret Network blog at scrt.network/blog, you will see a pretty extensive record of what we're talking about here, of some of what's being discussed, both on most of the blogs, a discussion of how we're hardening things at layer 1, but also that has a lot of consequences for the dApp layer, and it has a lot of consequences for the tooling layer. So are you guys thinking a lot about 2.0 right now? Are you trying to be a big part of the planning process?
Well, funny you say that, and I'm going to talk about something a little probably unsavory right now, but this is why we do what we do. We help create solutions, not add to the problem. With the recent exodus of applications that have left Secret Network recently, Trivium X felt it was our obligation to double down, partner up with not just Trivium, not just Xavier Capital, not just Ventures, but other contributors entities to really double down on our efforts to Secret Network. We see the true potential of what it is, and to be honest, we're not here to fold. We want this to succeed, so we're doing what we're going to do. So while some people are going outwards, we decided to double down and go inwards.
Yeah, from my perspective, and I've had some extensive conversations with Jordan and other higher level individuals within the Secret Network, with the unveiling of the Secret 2.0 roadmap, whether that's technical plans or user growth strategies, we know that there's going to have to be an aggressive approach to user growth and developer growth. And from our perspective, we realize that this is going to take a tremendous amount of internal coordination within the network, whether that be for key stakeholders like individuals or larger groups such as the foundation, the agency, any of the governance committees. These are all going to have to work very, very close together and have an intense amount of communication and coordination and management of resources. And so from Xavier Capital's perspective, and I don't want to necessarily put words in Jordan's mouth, but the things that I have been thinking about, the things that we have discussed is how are we going to help these groups scale their efforts? It's one thing to manage a small team and keep your team at the same size and not really change the scope of your project. But with a big change in project scope and the scaling of team members that are going to be required to achieve the goals, the services and expertise that Xavier Capital has is going to be integral into helping us see a successful rollout of Secret 2.0 and the adoption of users and developers.
And I want to say something. I'll let Lumi speak here in a second, but for those who know me, I always say the same cheesy thing. I'm here to help. When I say double down, please note all that I do in Secret Network. Help set up Secret Foundation, overseeing that, coordinated it, run a validator for coming up on 2 years, I advised to a handful of teams, built CryptoClerk, and I'm telling you that I want to double down, and this is the first step in doubling down into Secret Network. I'm a why person, and I will let Red and Lumi tell you the what and why, but if you want to know why we're here, we believe in privacy. We want to make this as best as possible, and we don't fold. We're here for a good fight. I like to argue. So, like I said, we're here to solve problems and help.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't see much of a future in non-private ecosystems. At this point, they feel almost like toys to me. From a developer's perspective, it's very difficult to think of things that already haven't been created on other networks that don't use privacy. And how to put this? They're just they're running out of things to do in other places. You can't build a lot of things you can't build anything that handles any sensitive information. And whenever you do build, like let's say an analog to that implements sensitive information, like let's say on a DEX or something, just adding privacy to that makes it magnitudes better. Anything that is built on any other chain can be reapplied over on Secret, and it will be better. And then the other chains can't implement even like remotely the same level of complexity that Secret Network can implement. The ecosystem is going to grow much larger, I believe, than just the typical crypto degen NFTs and DEXs and things like that. We have a real opportunity to be involved in legitimate infrastructure, like CERTIP is going to be involved in IDs and important documents and things like that. We can do so much with this, and we really have to go full steam ahead to make sure that this opportunity doesn't slip up, and we make the ecosystem as streamlined as possible for other developers to come in and contribute as well.
Oh, this is all super exciting. It's always good to hear that not only is this a partnership between all of you, that the partnership doors are wide open and anybody can come in and be a co-contributor to these efforts. And clearly there's always more problems than solutions in the blockchain space. So we never turn away anybody who wants to be a contributor. Before we get into maybe our last topics and start taking questions, I will reiterate today's secret badge claim code. We usually do that about halfway through, and we are over halfway through now. So the claim code today to claim your secret badge, Freedom Mint secret badge, the link to do that is in the pinned tweet, and you'll need the claim code to do it. So just when you go to claim your NFT, your Freedom Mint NFT, type in the claim code partnership, all one word, all capitals. That will give you access to go ahead and mint this free badge, which is super exciting. So with that said, taking it back to our guys on stage, what other plans are in the immediate future, whether it's online, offline plans, if people want to start engaging with your teams a little more, they want to start learning more about the fruits of this collaboration, where are you going to be, what can they do, where should they join you? And once we get through all of that, I think we might have a couple questions here, and I'll start bringing people up on stage.
Yeah, no, thank you for that question. All right, I'll just tell you guys whatever it may be, and if it's alpha, it's alpha. If you all can read between the lines, you can read between the line. But we definitely have some announcements coming up here in the near future, so you all will hear about it anyways. But to give you all some context, while we were working on putting this announcement together, we were already working together on products like CryptoClerk and helping Trivium with contract negotiations, as well as helping different talks. We'll help facilitate different talks. One thing I want to do is let Trivium be in a position to succeed. I want to help them just build. I will do the front end stuff, meaning contract, biz dev, admin, and they will take care of the back end stuff, which is the website, UI, UX, and product, and make sure it's fluid, all that great stuff. But what we are going to be doing is contributing. Now that we have a more technical team, we now are going to help contribute to protocols built on Secret Network, old and new. So that's something that we have coming up. Improving Crypto Clerk, that is probably our number one priority. Like I said, we sold it. Xavier Capital sold the application, but we are going to make sure it stays the secret network and maintained, and we're going to maintain it and keep it up to date. As well as, what else do we have? I got to say some stuff for Secret Africa tomorrow, the podcast, or the spaces, so keep an eye on that. But we do have a few new partnerships in the mix. Maybe some of these people on this call don't even know about it, but they are in the mix as well. And then, yeah, that's all I got.
Well, as far as offline stuff that we're planning on doing, I know Jordan and I are both planning on being in Miami for Decentral Miami. So if any of you guys are going to Decentral in Miami, I believe it's the 28th and 29th of November. You'll see both of us down there. And if I'm not mistaken, Lumi is also going to be going down there.
I will. The only thing I have to decide is whether I'm driving or flying down. I live practically next door to Miami, but it's just out of reach enough that I might consider flying.
Yeah, so Miami is going to be a really, really great time for the Trivium and Xavier Capital team to brainstorm together about what exactly we want to do specifically moving forward, which protocols, which applications, which tools do we really want to focus building. But also it's going to be a phenomenal chance for all of us to just do some good education and marketing for the Secret Network to all the developers, users, just people wanting to learn about crypto. They'll be able to see us and be able to learn about Secret Network down in Decentral. And I know there's a handful of other people who have already kind of committed to going down there, and I'm sure there's going to be a few more that end up going down. So I'm very excited to meet everyone again down there. I was at Decentral Austin this summer, and I know I got to meet a lot of the people within the Secret Network. So if you guys are going, look forward to getting to talk to everyone, and hopefully we'll have some more alpha to spill in Decentral.
Well, that's exciting. So I don't know how many people here in the audience are going to be down there, but we are going to have, yes, a booth for Secret Network down at Decentral. A lot of people from the network talking. We were at Decentral Miami. We were at Decentral Austin. We're returning again to Miami. We've got plenty of things to look forward to down there. So for those who will be around Miami in that November 28th, 29th region, lots of network stakeholders will be there as well. We'll be happy to tell you about everything that's going on, happy to connect and feature a lot of the dApps and tooling that are emerging on Secret. And who knows, it's only, it's only a few weeks away. Maybe there'll be some secrets shared, and we're always looking for opportunities to share secrets with the community. I think Decentral might be a good moment. But with that said, I am going to start bringing people up here on stage who have put up their hands. I see one hand already, so I'm going to bring that hand up for the question. And then anybody else who's got a question for our speakers up here, please raise your hands now. I'll start bringing you up here on stage, and we can talk a little bit more about things, and then we'll wrap up around the top of the hour with some with whatever calls to action that our teams up on stage have. But I brought our first speaker up here, Rakbulla. What's up?
I got a question about Stash App. When can we make offers on Stash App? Is that coming anytime soon?
I guess I'm best positioned to leak alpha about Stash App specifically. So there's a number of different things in the pipeline for Stash App. For people listening who don't know, Stash is the first NFT marketplace that's launched on Secret. It launched in December of last year, so we've had a ton of collections launched there. It also features things like the badges that you can claim listening to this space today, all powered by Secret Network, all utilizing things that you can only build on a private by default network, things like private metadata, private by default ownership. There's been a few features in particular that have been in high demand, one of which is offers and one of which is permissionless minting. And both of those things seem like really awesome things to announce at major events. So I would assume they're going to happen very soon. But at the very least, if people aren't aware, Stash of the Day is the latest release. Stash of the Day will be launching on November 1st. Every single day, Stash will be featuring a new free to claim, free to mint NFT featuring different collections or creators from inside and outside the secret ecosystem. And I believe they're also giving away $10,000 cash to people who engage in the free to claim secret NFT hunt. So show up every single day, claim the free to claim secret badge, and you'll automatically be entered free to win a share of that prize pool. You can also win things like gems, Stash gems on platform. You can unlock Discord roles, all kinds of fun things. That's the kind of user experiences that we're trying to unlock with Secret dApps. It's really exciting to see it actually come together. That's on the NFT side, but clearly a lot is happening on the DeFi side as well. A lot happening on things like private messaging with Alter. And then, of course, for all these dApps to work properly and function together, they need awesome tooling, like is being created by the two teams we have up on stage with us today. So yep, full stack ecosystem, things are coming together. If you want to make offers on things, or you want to do permissionless minting and mint your own collections on Stash or make your own badges on Stash, I don't think you're going to have to wait too much longer.
Thank you. And one last thing. The racks stay on Stash. Say no to Juno.
All right, you heard it here. That's the message. Yeah, we love to keep it in-house. I mean, the way that we think about it, yes, we know we're going to a multi-chain future, but we also know that a private by default foundation is essential for so many of the things we want Web3 to be about and to represent. So we love seeing teams committing to the secret ecosystem, building privacy by default. If they want to scale those sorts of things to other Web3 ecosystems, inevitably the multi-chain future means they can, but we consider secret home for the same reason that we consider our actual homes home. It's where you can have some sort of privacy guarantee. It's where you can feel the security to build. So hopefully everybody in our ecosystem and everybody listening and here on stage feels the same way. It is a very different foundation that we've built for builders and users. And we love seeing people come into our ecosystem who understand why we build privacy by default and what it will mean for the whole Web3 ecosystem as a result. And if you believe that and you're not currently building anything, but you're thinking about it, we do encourage you to check out the Secret Agents program. It's run by some amazing people in the community. It's a community organized DAO, secret agency. You can go and they will personally onboard you into any number of dozens of awesome initiatives going on the network right now. They will personally handhold you so you can get connected with great dApps or get involved in our university relationships, or get involved in business development for dApps on the network, or get involved with developer relations and documentation. It's all on the table. We would love for you guys to become secret agents and become a part of the global secret community.
Yeah, no, we love Secret Agency. We love the hand-holding. This event actually got put together due to our connections at the Secret Agency. Melch, Skrilla, Erdman, who am I missing? A few other people, but like we definitely appreciate it. I personally watched this network grow from what it was to what it is, and I look forward to helping it grow to what it can be.
Amazing. Yep, we all work very closely together. Agency and the agents are the glue globally. We all self-identify as secret agents. I certainly do. So awesome to hear. Thanks for your question and your resolve, Rakbola. Appreciate it. If there's any other questions from people out in the audience, please stick your hands up. We do have time to bring you up here on stage. We do have the Trivium team. We do have the Xavier Capital team. I'm sure they would love to hear your questions and answer them. So make sure you get your hands in here. We've got we got a hand here from somebody named Meluch. What's going on?
I had a fun question for Lumi and the Trivium guys. Now that you have partnered with Xavier team, and let's say just for fun, I'm sure you don't have 5 hours free a day to work on whatever you did, but let's say teaming up with Xavier gives you guys some more resources. What is something that just has been lingering in the back of your mind of something that you would want to build on Secret Network outside of what you're already building?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. My mental capacity has been a little bit stifled by working on certup so much with all the focus that I've been giving that. But there are a few things that have been in the back of my head that I've been thinking about. And I don't know if I should talk too much about it because this is something that Jordan and I have been discussing a bit, but they are kind of finance related and kind of breaking into the traditional infrastructure world and mixing
Fuck
it
it.
with Web3.
Fuck it. What a ride.
All right. So what we want to do is we want to make a general finance app that is going to be able to keep track of accounting both in with real world assets and with crypto assets, and you're going to be able to integrate pretty much any chain you want, and have it just automatically keep track of that in addition to whatever else you have, whether it be US dollars, the stuff in your bank account, gold, silver, assets, etc. There's a lot of options out there, but not really many of them have everything that someone would look for who is involved in alternative assets out of just, things like cash and stuff like that. So we want to build that, and it's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, Lumi, you just made my accounting brain so happy. And thanks for the huge win. I wasn't expecting that great of an answer.
Glad to be of service, sir.
Always expect the unexpected when it comes to Secret in both directions. But yeah, awesome question and awesome and exciting answer.
Hey, Tor, if you got a second?
I guess I've got some time.
Mel Jackson asked me some questions on Twitter earlier that I want to address because they kind of lead into what we have going on, and we can pass it to Skrilla real quick. So he says, what are myself and Trivium Node up to? Like I said, we are going to be refining Crypto Clerk, making the best application it can be on the Secret Network. We are going to continue to grow our small team. We're looking to announce a few more partnerships and grow on the coordination and biz dev and marketing side, looking at USecret Africa. And then what are we going to be doing? What does Xavier look to seed and be funding lately? Xavier Ventures is my own personal venture, and I help advise and fund a few applications within the network. And I'm waiting for the price of Secret to go up and help me have a bit more purchasing power and double down on Secret Network. So I look forward to seeing what applications are coming in 2023 March.
There's always time to triple down on Secret. So.
Well, funny you say that. Then that's Tor committing to delegate to Trivium X to both of our nodes right here tonight on Twitter Spaces. Thank you, Tor. I appreciate that.
A round of applause for Tor, please.
You're a legend, Tor.
Thanks, Tor. Thanks, Secret Labs.
I should also mention at this time that nothing on Secret Spaces construes financial advice or recommendations on behalf of any entity or party. And with that said, we do have one more question from a lawyer. So I'm going to bring our friend here up on stage. I also brought Skrilla up here on stage. I don't know if he had a separate question, but I'm also bringing Gus up here on stage, who self-identifies as a lawyer, who may have some thoughts or questions to share. So go for it.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys on in Medellin. I had a great time, and it was great to meet Gus. Gus. I met myself. Tor and Jay and the rest of the people. I had a great time. And I just had a quick question. For Trivium, I just came into the space late. I'm sorry, as usual. I use a program called Crypto by Trade Stops or Trade Smith, and I've been using it for many years. And it's a very interesting program that has volatility quotients for every crypto that they cover. And so it's based on historical data. So I have to manually enter positions for cryptos, but it's something for you guys to maybe take a look at to compare what you want to do in the future, for your future projects and what they do. And if there's any way I can integrate uploading all my crypto CVSs or whatever they're called, CSVs, and track those, that would be awesome. That's just something I'm looking for. I've been looking for many years. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks, Gus. I appreciate that very much. I know you said Trivium, but I'll speak on this a little bit if you don't mind, Lumi. So truth be told, when I created Crypto Clerk, my goal was to create it in phases. First, to make sure people would use it, create something of value to Secret Network, help get delegation to my node, since we weren't that technical. And then secondary, if people were to use it, to turn it into tech software. Since I am in the process of selling the application, I really don't have that full say, but I think I have a little bit of in with the people who bought it. So I think we can start going down that road. But yeah, our goal is to provide solutions for users. What we do is not sexy. It is not attractive. It is the brick by brick that is needed to build these roads for when people come in. We are literally little. I like to think of it as Secret Network is the side of a mountain, and we see the masses coming for privacy. So we're building the infrastructure and the entities and the support and morale that is needed. So when the masses are here, they have a nice experience in time.
Amazing. Well, speaking of Secret Network and mountains, I should also mention that Secret Summit is approaching. I can't say much more. You'll hear much more, but it certainly sounds like something to do with Secret and mountains. So stay tuned. And with that said, Skrill, I saw you on mute as well. Did you have something to ask or share?
Yeah, I do. I just wonder, you guys must be super busy. You're all entrepreneurs, node runners, and builders in the Secret ecosystem and beyond. What do you do to relax? How do you cut loose?
Well, with this being PG-13 show, I will say plants. I have a plant room. I have about 50 plants. One of my office is full of screens and this and that. So in between and after calls like this, I go and decompress and just sit there and just take it in. And yeah, I enjoy sports. I enjoy cooking, trying to work out and get a bit healthier. I'm just getting into yoga. Who knows fucking stretching could make you hurt that bad. And then smoking a little weed.
Are those what the plants in the plant room are?
No, funny enough, I don't have a green thumb. I just enjoy being surrounded by nature.
Awesome. Yeah, on my end, I kind of surprise people with this a lot, it seems, but I'm sort of an art guy. I love making creative stuff. And on the flip side of that, I'm also a gun guy and, you know, fully red-blooded American over here. Build my own rifles and stuff like that. I'm hugely into engineering, so I just have a blast taking things apart, putting them back together, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I guess
at Trivium X, these colors don't run.
And I guess for myself, I've always been very into board sports, whether that be kiteboarding, surfing, skateboarding. Currently, I don't live next to the coast, so I've been doing a lot of street skating lately. Usually, I'm going out late at night after I'm done with all my work when the city is quiet and I can kind of ride in peace.
Yeah, I'd stack a lot of bread. That's it.
Brilliant. I like to barbecue, so I hope we can all get together one time and smoke, shoot, skate, stack, and grill.
And stack money. Can't forget the most important one, my friend. Stack that money.
Let's do it. Give me a time and a place, and I will be there for the barbecue.
All right. The barbecue's in Miami. We'll come to Miami. Xavier Capital, Xavier Ventures will be there. We'll buy some rounds. We'll have some conversations. We'll network. We'll meet some people. Put faces to PFPs, and we'll grow together.
Awesome. Well, hopefully lots of people in the crowd can make it out to Miami for that period. If you can't, we'll miss you. You'll miss us, but we'll see you here on the internet and on Twitter and in the secret Discord, chat.scrt.network, if you want to jump into all the conversations. We'd love to see you there. We'd love to introduce you to more of our teams. It's an awesome ecosystem with a cause and with a purpose, supported by many, many people all around the world, many of whom are up here with us. So again, if you're interested in getting on board with the secret ecosystem, you just didn't know where to start, check out Secret Agency. You can also go to scrt.network/agents. There's a little bit more information there for you. But in the meantime, we've wrapped up our time here on Secret Spaces for this week. I'm going to hand it quickly back over for last calls to action to both the Xavier and Trivium teams, just if they want to stay in touch with your projects and figure out what you're building and what they can do next. where can they follow you guys? Where can they keep up to date?
Yeah, well, funny enough, Patrick and I just worked on this project. So this is not so much about how you can get a hold of us, but how you can better get involved with Secret Network as a whole. So if you ever have any questions, concerns, or you want to contribute to Secret Network, please reach out to Patrick or reach out to anybody at Secret Foundation, and they will point you to the appropriate parties, aka the secret agency, and they have their hands at appropriate parties, lines of communication, and they will take care of all, if not most. So if you want to find us, you can follow us on our Twitters. The company's Twitter is Xavier Capital 21. But realistically, it's not about me. It's about us. I'm a we person, not an I person. So yeah, follow us all.
Last call to action for Xavier Capital. If you guys haven't used CryptoClerk before, I highly suggest checking it out. It's cryptoclerk.xyz. You can also, if you go to my Twitter profile, I've got the link there in my bio. But please go check it out. It's an absolutely great tool, and it's definitely better to understand how information and data is kind of displayed before you really need to use it. It's great that it's there, but it's better to kind of be familiar with these tools before you actually really need to do it, like the day before taxes are due. So go check it out, use it. If you have any questions about CryptoClerk, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. You can also reach out to Asib, who's the developer. He will most likely put you back in touch with me. But yeah, I'm always available to talk to anyone who has questions.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's great. And if you ever reach out to me, I'm definitely passing you right to Red too. So go ahead and just know that.
All roads lead to Red.
On the Trivium side, definitely come by our Discord server at some point. Sometimes we leak some alpha in there. And if you're interested in, getting us through to the launch of CertUp, we have a CertUp server where you can try out the testnet and give us feedback. So definitely give that a shot as well. Other than that, please do follow us on our Twitter. And yeah, maybe sometimes we'll leak some alpha for you guys.
Amazing. Well, thanks everybody again for a super successful Secret Spaces. We will catch you around the Secret Channel, same time, same place, here next week for Secret Spaces. But in the meantime, we'll let you go. Thanks again to our teams up here from Xavier and Trivium. Exciting to have you. Excited to see what you're building. Excited for your commitment to the secret ecosystem, and can't wait to see what you guys launch next. So stay tuned, everyone, and thanks again.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks, Tori.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.